not a bad idea to not record what all our jibber
That
jabber.
was fun.
It was
We're
fun.
gonna
Yes, it
miss
was
you.
fun.
We're gonna miss you.
I don't know why. I'm right here. Anyway, I'm not going anywhere.
What's happening
Um,
next?
so did everybody figure out their content calendars or
No.
content core topics, whatever?
I pretty much am sticking with the one that Chris has let us use.
And that's fine.
No, but a
But-
question: did you come up with your own values to plug in there? Because I didn't. We
I-
talked.
Because those can just help with the, doesn't the calendar have some vague topics for you to
Yeah,
put something in, and the core topics that you chose or the values that you chose can go in those somewhat vague days.
like engagement posts. When you do an engagement post, you can talk about what's like today. I did. What type of vitamins do you take? A, pills. B, not whatever, liquid. Blah 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 blah. Because I'm interested in vitamins. I didn't go to the list and say, let's, which do you like, the mountains or the river? The mountains or the beach. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah. So that would be the way of making it more me, right?
Right.
I thought of you immediately, knowing your love for pills.
Exactly. See,
Exactly.
and I'm doing it for my own research because I don't want to take pills. I'm not gonna.
It's funny. It was like earth shattering when I learned I had a thyroid problem and I had to take a pill every day.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was like the end of the world. I'm like, oh no, I'm dying. I have to take a pill that's like this big every day.
Right. I know.
Now I'm
Yeah,
like,
teeny tiny.
what was I freaking out about? Anyway,
Hi, Susan.
hi Susan. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Susan.
Hi. Sorry, I had trouble getting in again, but I got here.
Good. We haven't done anything yet. So we were just making sure everybody covered their core content. Did you manage to think of any?
No.
Okay. We'll just move right along.
Well, guess what?
Oh.
Guess what we're doing this week, guys?
Core
Homework.
content.
Yeah, we're not. It's not sliding just because the class is going to be over.
You've already got your homework. You can work on that on your own. It's up to you how useful you want to find this course. Because here's the information. Do with it what you will. Now I know how my middle schoolers' teachers feel. Because how well he handled his homework. Anyway, so
now
today
Kim
we're
is
gonna.
on. Hi, Kim. Sorry.
Now we've got more people. Do I don't
was
see
here
Kim's
the
face.
first week.
I'm trying to remember if I know Kim.
She was
Has
here
Kim
the first
been here
week.
before?
She was here
Yes.
the first week.
Okay, I think I'm just not getting the right faces to the names. We'll get there. I know Susan's been here before. Anyway, back on track. Tonight we're talking more about how to write engaging content, or good copy is what we call it. I'm going to go over a few different types and just give you tips how to strengthen each one that you choose to write. So if you have a profile, a lot of times there'll be about me section. Don't waste that section just talking about yourself. Now, that's what a lot of people feel that it's for. It's so you can talk about you, because people like to talk about themselves. But you want people to actually buy something, and why waste the space? So what we want to do, a lot of times people don't really care about you and what you're doing. First, they want to know what you can do for them, because people are very self-serving. It's true. It's sad, but true. So when you have your about me section, you want to talk about how you serve other people, or what you do to serve other people, or how how experiences serve those around you. So I have a few different examples for people that are for situations that kind of match who I know is in this group. So hold on, let me move people out of the way again. Here we go. So when you talk about what you do, make sure you mention how you serve them. Maybe you help people find freedom from their aches and pains by sharing proven products with them. Or perhaps you're a person that helps people get the money they deserve into their bank account while following their passion.
I can't hear.
You can't hear me? Do I need to speak up?
Text, do it in Messenger if you can't hear. Go to chat.
Well, I guess.
Go ahead, continue. I'll take care of that.
Okay. Turn up your volume. That's the only thing I can think of. Or you help others work through loss by sharing your journey from like darkness and depression and how you're still dealing with that. But make sure while you're maybe telling a story about yourself or giving some highlights in your life, ask about or talk about how you've helped someone at this stage, someone at that stage, and how you're serving people now. You still can't hear us? Read the slides. I don't know.
Check your microphone. Is there a microphone on the bottom on the left?
Because we can hear you, Kim.
The mute. Talk. Say
Do I have to
something.
leave?
There you go. There you are.
We can hear her, but she can't hear us.
Okay. So she can't hear us.
Yeah,
Microphone.
test your speaker.
Speakers.
Oh.
There's a
No.
test your speaker option thing at the bottom of the dealio. Do I need to stop sharing for a moment?
Can you share your screen? Let me have your screen. Let's do Kim. Share your screen. Let me take over. Can't do it. The bottom left. I was writing it in the chat group.
The audio settings,
Yeah, go by mute.
you can test speaker.
Mute. Test speaker.
I got it. Sorry.
You can hear us? All right. Yay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry to be late.
Don't be sorry. Computers frustrate everybody.
Yeah,
So-
thank you.
Okay, cool. All right.
Okay, awesome.
And I'm just going to put this.
Now
in
you
the
couldn't
one
hear me.
person.
Well, don't talk about yourself too much. Talk about how you serve people. That's the gist of this.
Okay,
Got
it.
So, do you sell products, Kim?
Me,
Yeah.
working with Modere, yeah.
Okay, so perhaps you help people find freedom from their aches and pains by sharing proven products with them. Or
So the About Me page, you're talking about wherever we're going to be putting it, whether it's on our Facebook group or whether it's on our.
if
on
you have a
our
website, if you have a profile on LinkedIn or something like that.
Yeah, because
Um,
now a question with that, Dee Dee. Is this something that it's okay to take the same About Me from Facebook to LinkedIn to your website? Or do you,
People do it all the time.
Okay.
Yes, it is totally okay.
And the way you have it with the bulletproofs, is that something that, because that looks really nice. I'm looking at how it looks.
Oh,
You know-
no, that was just me
Okay.
emphasizing different kind of
Okay.
lines. Sorry. I don't have.
No, that's okay. That's good.
I'm more auditory than I am visual. So a lot of times you might hear me or see me looking away while you're talking to me. That's me kind of looking internally. So I'm not distracted by, well, honestly, your face. So I can really take in what you're saying. So I don't do so much of the visual stuff as I do the words, the language. That's
Mhm.
a little bit about me. There you go. Sorry.
No,
I
that's
promise
good.
I'm listening. My husband struggles with that because, well, being deaf, you have to look at someone to hear them. And so if I look away, he thinks I'm ignoring him, and he'll like pause in what he's saying, and wait until I look back, and I'm like, no, I'm listening. Remember, my ears work. Promise, as I'm dealing with the diaper change or something, right? So Chris mentioned that we hadn't really covered how to write referral posts. So who here knows what a hook is? Joan knows.
I know.
Okay, what's a hook?
Oh,
okay.
excuse me. Oh, I thought you said whatever. Well, a hook is something that gets you. You know, oh,
Something
shoot.
that gets you, something that catches.
Reggie, I'm at a meeting. I'll call you later.
So a hook is something that catches things. We use
Draws
it
Grabs
to
your
catch
attention.
people's
Grabs your
attention. Yeah. So in reading a post, a lot of times the first 3 lines or first couple of lines, that's where it gets cut off. People might not even want to go that far if what they first see doesn't make them curious or anything like that. So make
So
sure
what-
that your first sentence, your first few words even are something that people are going to be like, wait, what? What did they, I need
Okay,
more.
so thinking of hooks, I know when we were talking the other day, you started with like "do you" or whatever, not I, but you, right? We aren't talking their which tense do you recommend us talking in when we're doing a hook?
We always like to replace you where we can. So, but if it's, I'm so excited about this thing, that's okay. But if you go to, well, you're doing the referral post, my friend is so excited.
I'm so excited for my friend.
Yeah. Or, you know, if you're so excited about your friend, I don't know.
Like I want to share the good news about my friend because it's always easier for me to talk about somebody else and then myself.
Well, Eve, you know, how about some good news on Facebook?
Yeah, right.
or great news. Or this is so great, I just had to share.
Okay, I like that.
Something like that, okay? And then they're like, what's so great? And so they read more. They might click the more thing and read further into your post. Images are great, but if you just have a gross picture and then boring words, they're not going to read a lot of the words. They'll just be like, ew, and move on. Right?
True.
So you want to make sure you tell the story that goes with it. But remember, as you're telling the story, short paragraphs are great because a lot of people are scrolling on their phone, that itty bitty screen. And honestly, people like to skim. They don't like to read the whole content. They like to skim. And so the more paragraphs there are, the more they have to kind of look at and see. Bold
Exactly.
words, bold letters or bold words are great as well for stopping it, a place for their eyes to land on as they're skimming. So as you tell your story, make sure that your reader is understanding or can almost feel the situation for themselves. So if Elizabeth were sharing, we're having someone share a referral post, she would probably talk about and try and convince people of how despairing it is to be working towards something you love and just never having money in the bank. Working 80-hour weeks or more just to have, you know, no money or just to leave your bank account in the red. Knowing they've gone from that, and then you tie it in with the light that your product brings, that your service brings. I went from having no money in the bank, in spite of working more and more hours all the time. I was doing good work and working hard, but I just couldn't keep a hold of any cash. It wasn't that I was spending it frivolously, but I talked to Elizabeth and she helped me with my money mindset. She cleared some of my blocks. Now I've got the money in, I know my value, and I'm getting paid for it. And now I finally have money in the bank, right?
Right?
So that kind of stuff. This is how my situation was. This is what so-and-so or something did for me. And then these are where I am now. Today, I'm living life. I'm enjoying life. I'm not working so many hours, but I'm reaping the benefits of so-and-so's work or something like that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out a way, like if we could touch on everybody's, because that's all good information. I'm firsthand experience having working with Elizabeth, here it is a year later, which is like, and it's kind of like I can say, I am really excited. I didn't realize it. Here it is a year later after, having 65 years of no money. Here I have more money today than I did last year after working with Elizabeth. I've never had money in the bank. And then this is a fact, you know what I mean? So
yours might be, I've never had money in the bank, but since I've worked with Elizabeth, that's all changed. And then go into, I spent
but
5
the
years
pain,
with no money in the bank.
right, but see, and not knowing it, the pain, because you're talking about pain, okay? So like if I was going to be doing a referral post for Elizabeth, it's like I can just say, I'm really excited to share this news. Not even realizing it, that I was living hand to mouth for so long, and the stress that it was really creating, until I started working with Elizabeth last year. And after a few months, today I have more money in the bank than I've ever had. I'm not saying it's a lot. I have money in the bank. You know what I mean?
There's actually money sitting there waiting for me.
Well, but to me, it really is an amazing process to go through. It didn't like I didn't. It's not like not like money. I increased my income. It's my thought about money.
Yeah. So the thing is the reason why I would lean towards whatever I said that first time that I can't remember anymore. There's a reason why I write things down.
Right.
To go from no money in the bank to a year later finding success or something like that is because I'm so excited to share this. Is a lot more generic than money in the bank. Because if someone is excited about football and their favorite team, they might be like, oh, you're excited. Does she like my team too? We had a good game. And then they look further into the post and they're like, oh, then it's a letdown. But if you start with the focus on the business, if your hook includes the niche, those trying to find more money, then the post will be more meaningful to those that actually read it because, oh, money, I need more of that. Let me see how that happened. I want it. Versus someone who, I will do anything to stop this pain. You might be excited about a new gym class, but if they're hurting too much to go to gym class, they're probably not too interested in reading more about your gym class.
Right. Or too hurt to go walking.
Yeah. But if you say, I'm so glad the pain is gone, I can go walking now, or, I now feel well enough to do the exercise I deserve, that I need. Does that
So
make
to,
sense?
yeah, so to get the referral concept, okay, each of us thinking what's really important to us, what has changed, or what's really important to me to have someone else share about, um, in my words. You know what I mean? You know,
So
like if I'm going to do a referral post for Elizabeth,
you might, so you might say, it's such a big deal. I've got to tell you about so-and-so's money journey or pain journey, or my friend is so different today. My friend has changed so much. She went from stuck in bed to walking on the beach on a regular basis.
Mhm.
Um, Something like that, where you can include, I care about this person, so I'm excited to share this with you, but also including that niche in there of that group of people.
Right. So because the three of us, the four of us here talking about the product, to be able to like Susan did a great video that she was able to get a few people share, which we need to do more of it. But to be able to, I'm so excited for my friend like Joan. What happened. Like was able to buy her car, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? She had been seeing the chiropractor, all that type of stuff, and now she was able to buy a new car. Could take her post and make it a referral post.
You could take it and you could say, this story was so inspiring to me.
Thank you. That's a
I'm
good one.
sharing it in case any of my friends can benefit too, because I love you all. And if you're in the same situation, I would love to be able to help or something
That
like
is
that.
really
That was
good.
rather long-winded. Don't use that.
No. But what's nice about that, and this is what I like about finding the voice, instead of hitting the share button, just sharing the post, and when you share, okay, and it says you want to make a comment, I like this. I like what you said. This was so inspiring to me, and I really love you guys, and I hope you love the story too. Whatever. You know what I
or
mean?
or this story was so inspiring. I know it could help some or at least one of my friends, so I'm sharing it with you.
Great. Now, jumping in and just like Kathy, Kathy, what's one of your goals as far as getting more people to read your books, getting more speaking engagements? What's one of your goals out of doing this? You're on mute.
Selling more books, maybe getting some speaking events, and
Okay, so what kind of, do you do any services?
not yet.
Might go
I'm
along with the
working
book?
on it. Not yet. It's
So
a goal, though.
you might be like, with your referral posts, it would be, someone was so touched by your book, or someone found respite in reading your book and knowing that they're not alone in the struggle of overcoming personal loss.
Yeah, I
Tragic
have some. I have some reviews on Amazon and some testimonials and
Yeah.
things like that.
So if you can find an influencer or friend with a fair amount of friends to share how your story touched their life.
Yeah.
And, everybody's looking for a good book.
Yeah.
Well, everybody who reads is looking for a good book. So yours could be as simple, looking for the next, looking for your next book. Try this. You go to book
Do you
club.
have something and I have not looked at your books in depth, Kathy, but does it talk about, the pain? What's the positive? Like, what's the line to, like, some people says turn your scars into stars, but what's your line there?
You have to reimagine your 3 W's: who, what, why.
Okay. So overcoming tragic loss by
Mhm.
reimagining your 3 W's.
Yep, because the ones you had will never be the same. You have to find a different place.
Yeah.
So after reading your book, after reading the book,
Mhm.
you should accomplish reimagining your 3 Ys, your 3 Ws, right?
3 Ws, yep.
Okay. So
Your life has changed, so reevaluate your your 3W, your
Yep.
what, why,
Right,
who you are, what you do, and why you do it.
right.
Because it'll never be the same. I like that.
You have to find a different place because it will never be the same.
You can't go back, so you got to find your new place, right?
Yeah.
Um, if only. Anyway, so have we covered this? Okay, know that there's a place for light and dark language. Make sure that you use the light language regarding your own.
what do you
which-
mean by light and dark? I'm not clear on
So
that.
you like positive and negative words,
Okay.
you know, because you had mentioned that there was some language that you refused to use in your
In
post or something.
Yeah. Hmm.
You can use that language when it comes to the suffering, right? Can't you?
Well, instead of saying bad, you say not good. Instead of saying pain, you say, instead of saying a problem, you say challenge. It's just an NLP practice that it's and it's a study that I went through. Is turning you going from low energy to high energy words. Because if I said it, that's not a pink elephant. That's not a pink elephant. That's not a pink elephant. What are you thinking of?
Thank you.
Right. Yes. So again, it's being able to put it in positive words instead of low energy.
Okay, well,
Yeah, it's
Um,
a whole nother phase. Don't even go there. Yeah.
well, that's the reason I brought this up is just that when you're having people think about their situation and how low they are, you want them to feel that negativity. You
Mhm.
want them to, well, honestly, they have to feel how bad it is before they'll actually act to find something better, to make it better.
That's a good key point because part of me I want to avoid that feeling. So you really
Right.
have to, you definitely don't. You want to avoid, and in order to get change, you really have to hurt bad enough to have a change.
Right. I mean,
It's the same.
honestly, I was just talking with my friend about this, how being fat and having all the health issues with it isn't punishment enough to get me motivated to do this. So I was telling her, I was like, I need you to hold me accountable, make me pay you $5 a week if I don't exercise. Because I was like, it needs to hurt more. And she was like, I don't like that. You need to reward yourself. And so I was like, fine, I'll try and reward myself doubly by paying myself if I exercise. But if it doesn't work, we're switching to the other plan. You know, it has to hurt enough. I mean,
Well, that's the way you're
because I'm not going to go to
motivated.
the doctors every day to see that number on the scale and have him be like, well, you need to change this, this, and this. Right? I know what I need to do.
Well, it goes back with what Kathy says too, though, the 3 whys. Because
Yeah.
any change that we need to do, you
Yep.
have to have your why, and the why has to be bigger than the why not.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's a good idea. That's a good point where I need to rethink that for myself. Anyway,
Yeah.
see, I'm learning too.
But what you said, and we're learning together, and what you said, which I really like, is that accountability, being accountable. Because
Mhm.
I am really enjoying. You're really helping my brain a lot. With the thought process. Like with this stuff, finding the resistance. And we all have some resistance. It's either I can't do it. With something that's so I'm
Right.
resistant. I want to make a referral post, but number one, I'm really afraid to ask you. Would you put a referral post on your page? Okay, that's
Yeah.
the first thing. Okay, number two is how can I want to make sure it's not going to sound salesy, that I believe enough in what I'm doing, that and that I can handle the people calling whatever.
With that, I would tell you, Kate, nobody's gonna get it perfect without practice. You don't skip the elementary students recital because they're not good enough yet.
Mhm.
You go meet them where they are and then improve. But if they never perform, they never get comfortable with it and it doesn't improve.
Hmm.
And so all babies fall, right? You got to learn to walk somehow, but if you're too scared to take a step, you're not getting anywhere. All right, you're not going to learn how to walk. So if we're good there, excuse me.
Kim, you have a thought or you're just taking it in?
Do you have any
No,
questions?
and I tried to read through the other notes. Yeah, no, it's all making sense. It's just a matter of me putting it together and, like you said,
Well,
doing.
we have a
I've
basis
tried
to,
some,
yeah, we have
but
the basis to work with, you know what I mean, to do that. So
yeah,
that's good. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Now, Kim, you do Modera as well, right?
yes.
Okay.
She's in a transition phase. She has a full-time job that takes 7 days a week.
Way too much time.
24 hours a day, I'm on call.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
No,
Kim,
thank you.
what is it that you do?
I am a manager for an in-home care company,
Oh my goodness, wow.
and I get people, yeah, I oversee all of Brevard, one person, me.
An 80-mile long county.
Wow.
Yikes.
Yeah, so, but I need something to move on down the road as I phase out of this job and retire a little. I want to go in and I'm putting a lot of hours in, and that's my story. I'm putting a lot of hours in, and I know if I'd be putting that amount of hours in for myself, it would be a lot better. I could direct it to where I need it and keep my energy going.
But the
Um,
thing is
like
that all the best jobs and the best businesses, you should get to a point where you don't have to put all those hours in.
True.
You get
There
all
you
the
go.
money in that you need for half the hours, right?
Yep.
That's the goal, I think, of almost any business. They start up and yeah, you have to put a lot of work in at the beginning, but it should get easier.
Exactly. That's what we're hoping for.
There's
Thank
another
you.
success story down the line for Chris or whomever. You know, my friend went from working 24/7 to now she works 3 days a week and makes more money. You know, that's a
Yeah.
that it'll be a success story come next year, right?
Yeah.
Or is your goal sooner than that?
We'll see.
Have a goal in mind. I think Chris is
I do, yeah. By next year, yeah.
okay.
I want to be there.
Get that cultural action plan together with Chris. She'll help you out, right?
Yep.
All right. Anyway,
Thank you.
sorry. Moving on. As we move on to another form of copy that we need to that we want to work for us with our emails. We need to make sure that we are not just emailing ads, but we are adding value to the people that are reading them every time. Because do you want to know what I do with my Joann's ad or emails? Joann
Who's
Fabrics.
Joanne?
Joann.
Delete.
Joann Fabrics is the
Okay.
store. I
Uh-huh.
know that there are coupons in there. If I am
Ah.
not shopping for anything right now, I just delete it or put it in the. I used to hold on to it, be like, oh, I might use it later, but I never read it. But now I just delete them because they're not really adding value to me. They're not teaching me anything. They're other than discount on this. Use this coupon here. I'm like, oh, well, I can just look up the coupons when I get there. But that's because I don't go shopping just for coupons, coupon deals. Anyway, so you make sure people want to open your emails by providing either entertainment or educational value each time. It's great when you can do both. A funny story to teach a lesson, that's awesome. If your readers feel better after reading your email, they'll watch for the next one. I have a lot
Could
of,
you repeat that, please? That's very important. Say that again. I know it's in front of me, but I want to hear it again.
if they feel better, if your readers feel better after reading your email, they'll watch for the next one. Or did you want the sentence before that?
No, the whole thing is really, to me, it's like, oh my God, I got work to do, but oh my God, it makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really, again, I was talking to somebody today because, the program I'm going to use and I'm going to go into this contact management. I want to revamp my emails. I want to revamp my newsletter. I want to revamp my websites. And you've actually inspired me to do it all by just because I have these things sitting out there and I'm paying for them, but I'm not getting anybody telling
No
me.
values come in return. There's no ROI.
And it's my fault, like you said, because I got, and again, I have to say that one exercise I did last week that was part of the Eric Worre challenge was to ask for 3 things that people knew about you or liked about you, whatever it was, which
Yeah.
it came up that I was fun. I'm like, I'm fun. I was like, oh my God. Well, I don't feel like I'm fun, so let me be fun. Why can't I be fun? Entertainment and fun go together, right?
Right.
Yes.
And so I have to be.
That's why you can tell a good story. Kathy might just take little snippets from her children's childhood and tell a fond memory, a happy memory, something that she knew.
I have lots of them. Funny
And-
stories.
So you take a quick one and share it, and remembering this helps you get past, some hard times. Or when I'm feeling really down, I like to think of this story to help me push through. To motivate me, because I need to make sure that sweet boy has had justice served or something. So yes, a lot of people will add in their educational stuff, they might add lots of GIFs, because a lot of people like GIFs. It may be a younger thing, but these little movies in the middle of all your text, it helps break up the text, for one, and two, a lot of times they're funny, and they bring back other fun memories and whatnot.
What's the matter, boy?
Next thing, this is a personal, like a pet peeve of mine. I really don't like ridiculously long emails. If I
Excuse me.
see an email that goes really, really long, I just scroll to the bottom and say, get to the point.
Right.
Dee Dee,
Yes.
can you put a GIF in an email?
Yes.
That's very soft.
Yes.
I thought it was pretty much but in texts and
The GIF is the moving picture thing. You go to something like jiffy.com and get the link, and you can put it in there.
when I start an email from scratch, dear so-and-so or subject and whatever,
Mhm.
I don't know that I've never tried to put a GIF in an email.
Play with it. Find your favorite GIF and send it to me.
I get so bored with the GIFs. I mean, yeah, I in the beginning I was so excited. Oh, this is so cute and whatever. But find my favorite and send it to you.
Well, if you want to experiment with GIFs, but it's not something you have to do. It's something that some people do. They choose to break up their emails with an image or a GIF. Something a little funny that adds a little bit of the entertainment value to your educational thing.
Yeah, I think I only do it on Facebook and messages and okay.
It's
Yeah.
fine. It's up to you. I mean,
No, I'm curious about that aspect.
Okay,
I didn't
go.
know that I could.
I say, if you want to play with sending a GIF in an email, you can send me one and I'll let you know if it worked as in it showed me the GIF or if it was just the link, and nobody's going to read a link.
Okay. Okay.
They might click on it, but then they're not in your email anymore. And then there's problems. They go down a rabbit hole. So yeah, please don't make it run too long.
I'll say test.
There you go.
Can you see this GIF?
Yeah, I meant going back to everybody, and
Okay.
don't make it run too long. People aren't going to read it. They might skim it. But yeah, And then as you're doing your emails and are trying to convince people to talk to you or come buy something, include some sort of social proof where you can. And that goes with your referral post stories. People like to know it worked for somebody else or it's worked for lots of other people that are like them. So it should work for them too, or it might work.
What do you mean by include a social proof?
So more testimonials,
Okay.
you know, it worked for so-and-so. So just a shorter version of someone else's story. Just to, unless you want the whole email to include, you know, let me tell you, here's the story of Chris and how she went from so much pain in her back she couldn't go dancing like she loved to now she walks regularly on the beach and dances every night or whatever. She has a blast with her hubby. And do that story.
So in the email, you're adding value, you're being funny or whatever, and then also include like a testimony of somebody else.
Yeah. So with
Third
the
party,
added
that's
value,
cool.
it doesn't have to, it can be either or. It doesn't have to be both all the time.
Right.
Add value in some fashion. Does that make sense? Because it's kind of hard to be funny all the time. Sometimes there's serious things and we can't be funny. But if you help someone solve a problem or share a solution, if you share a bit of knowledge that might help them with whatever they're encountering, you know, that's, or if you're sharing a new study that came out in regards to your supplements that they might be interested in.
Okay. So you validate you're validating your
Validating.
story.
Mhm.
Okay.
But yeah, don't try and cram too much stuff in there or it runs forever.
Right.
Okay, we good there? Any more questions? I don't.
Susan.
Elizabeth was looking at writing. Did you have any questions in regards to writing emails?
Did I have questions?
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate what you've said, and I was actually thinking about emails that I get that I find effective, like,
Save those.
I want to, okay, emails that make me want to watch for the next one.
Mhm.
And, after a while, if I've been getting emails from a particular person, I begin to feel like I know what they're going to say. And, so then I stop opening emails.
Okay,
Unless the subject line really catches me.
that's why subject lines are important. But people are more so that makes a good point to mix things up. Don't say the same stuff all the time.
I have a question.
But you can still follow your core values and whatnot. If your newsletter includes, what's happening in your life right now and how that connects with your business, that's something new, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I get where you're coming from.
I have a question.
Make sure you mix it up. Yeah.
How do you change your voice if again, like, because say Elizabeth is a recipient of my emails, okay, that she just, those are the ones that she just constantly just forget. I know what she's going to say. I know what she's going to say. Okay. How do you change it to get them to what's the hook that you would say to get them to open the new one? That I'm changing. I'm rebranding. I could even say, "Hey, I'm rebranding. Give me a shot. What do you think of this email?"
Yeah, and that can be really tricky to do. But you might say something like, "You won't believe the changes," or come see what's up, or there's something new going on, or, you know, a lot of people are doing challenges nowadays. So if you know, join my challenge so you
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. The three of us weren't even motivated by challenges. You know, I was in depth, you know, what if we did a challenge, and we do it more for our internal competition instead of a prize.
yeah.
You know, and I don't know if that's an age thing or what, you know what I mean? It's like, I think we don't need any more things in our, in our life. You know what I mean? It's the fact that if I could beat you, like, you know, like Susan said, if I could beat you this month and things like that, then that's just a satisfaction. You know what I mean?
Me, I do challenges because I know that they're going to teach something generally.
Okay.
Well, I want what you're teaching because you'll give it to me for free if I join your challenge. But generally, those challenges are ways to pull people in to sell something to them, and I generally don't buy.
You don't buy. So you partake in the challenge just to learn.
Just to learn.
Hmm.
That's me.
Okay. No, which is good. Which is good because, like you say, there's a lot of people doing challenges out there, and to even to incorporate back to the referral post, a lot of people that are doing referral posts, they include a challenge. You know, the one that gets the most whatever posts or whatever engagements, will, you know, you can be in a drawing for $100 worth of free product or a gift or whatever. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I see them jumping on that type of stuff, but it's not been my motivation.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you're going to do a challenge because other people are motivated to do it, you have to be motivated enough to actually follow through with the challenge and do all the things. Yes, Elizabeth?
Yeah, I was going to say that I will open an email if I think I have something to learn from, you know, from what is in the email or what the person says. You know, and some people will send an email, a video with their emails, and you know, and I'm likely to follow that. Or that I know it's going to be fun, like Mike Dooley. Oh, I always enjoy his emails, his notes.
If you have a habit of at least, even if you just include a one-liner joke or a new joke that you found funny, you know, I just wanted to brighten your inbox with this joke that I heard today.
Yeah.
Even if it could be as simple as that. Yeah, Joan?
Well, here's another thing. You don't know if the people are discarding your emails after a while. You don't know if they blocked you. I think it's.
Can I show you something?
Yes.
The Streak CRM for Gmail. You can download Streak for free, and it will tell you if someone is opening your emails, if someone's actually reading them.
You know, that used to be part of the computer. Does anybody remember that you could check something and it would say that they've looked at it? This email has been read.
That's what this does. That's what Streak does. It's just a an extension.
Okay.
But that's like I think Outlook did that. You know what I mean? I think Outlook.
Was it Outlook?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because you used Outlook before, so Streak,
yeah, I've used Outlook 100 years ago.
You download that just to see, because I know with Aweber I could see who opens and who doesn't. You know.
Yeah, because what good is it if you don't know? Good, thank you.
Excuse me. Okay, we'll wrap this up with live videos. Short and sweet to the point. With live videos, you want to start with the hook, just like you would with your posts. Start with a hook, tell them a story, then relate that story to your business, and then wrap it all up with a bow. If you have an offer, a call to action, that's what you want to include at the end.
A story. Tie-in. Now, some people do things like, you know, they might say 3 things, 5 things to improve your business or to improve your weight loss or whatever. And to me, that's like, when I see that, okay, who trained you to do that one?
Yeah. So we like stories. People love a good story. And then make sure you're tying it back into your business. That will go along with Kathy if she's reminiscing over, you know, a story that a good memory, a fond memory, or how her life is today, showing that she's finding joy or overcoming obstacles as things go about today. I mean, Elizabeth would be able to talk about the same as she finds that she's, you know, she uses tapping to and finds the money coming in.
Yeah, Elizabeth has good
Yeah.
stories. I know that.
Say that again?
I think,
Elizabeth is a good storyteller, and she shares stories of third party stories. Very good at that. You know, I need a recording and written down to remember what the story is.
Yeah.
uh,
So it is not a bad idea to have an outline written out in front of you so you can tell it. But we like, or Facebook likes your lives to be 3 minutes and 1 minute, or 3 minutes and 1 second at least long. I personally don't like watching lives that are an hour or I'm like, no, I just keep scrolling half the time. No, 90% of the time I'll keep scrolling. I'm like, I don't have an hour to spend watching that. Because too often they spend 20 minutes saying hi to everybody who's come
Yeah.
on. And that's interaction. It's being personable with people because you want your audience to know that you care about them. So that's cool to an extent, but Facebook algorithm likes 3-minute videos. We'll just put it that way. Okay. All right. Everybody clear?
yeah.
Is your head spinning? Because we've covered a lot today.
Well, that was a lot to cover. But it was, you know, I think it was very helpful. And
Okay, so now we were a bit tentative on it. Chris, did we decide that these were going to be 4 weeks long or 5?
The class?
Yeah,
It was a 4-week class.
okay, because at one point we had mentioned 5, but I'll tell you what, with you guys are part of the Facebook group. As you come to doing more posts and whatnot, if you want to share a post that you're unsure about, or if you have questions, throw them in there and I'll respond, and we could all weigh in on things. And
Yeah, I think this is great. I don't really want it to end. And so I think I'd like to find out maybe from the rest of them and, you know, some feedback, you know, what else would we like to learn? You know what I mean? Keep in mind too that anybody that's with you know, the health and wellness, that on Mondays and Wednesdays at 12:30 in the daytime, we can go over any of this stuff. And of course, anybody is more than welcome to practice these things. You know what I mean? Just to get them going. But it's, I don't know how many people know Dr. Yvonne, but she was my NLP hypnotherapist mentor, and you're doing exactly what my feeling. What she likes to do is have a half-baked cake. You know, leaving. For me, I want more. This was really good. I got a lot of good information, and I need to go back and do the core, you know, the calendar stuff. You know, I want to complete
you are
that.
not alone. The reason we covered a lot of the stuff that you wanted, because you spoke up. You told me what you wanted. When I asked for suggestions or questions or struggles, I got crickets. But Chris told me what she wanted. So if you guys are looking to be part of the class again, and you want it to apply more directly to you and what you're struggling with, tell me so I can bring it up, because I'm not a mind reader usually. Makes sense.
That's great. I think we really have to start putting these into effect.
Yeah.
Right.
Knowledge
Yeah.
does you nothing just sitting on the shelf.
Yeah.
That's true.
Put it into practice, okay?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Dee Dee, I've been working on learning how to work, to post on social media, what works, what doesn't work. And one of the things for me when I started your class was I didn't feel like I was getting much engagement, and I didn't really understand what I needed to do differently. And when you explained about from the very first class, well, that was really helpful to me. And I've started applying what you've said, and yes, my engagement has gotten better. So I'd be very happy to continue. And when I started, I didn't really know what questions I would want to ask.
Right.
So
Because you don't know what you don't know usually.
right. Yeah.
And so as you learn more, then more questions pop up. That's why I had kind of saved this class to cover what people might have questions on, what they feel they were missing. And fortunately, Miss Chris Marcel here, she spoke up and told me. And so that's why we have so much good stuff in this one.
You
And
outdid yourself.
I
You
need to
outdid
expound.
yourself. It's like it definitely, and that's why having the Facebook group, like you said, we can continue to engage in there. You could probably, if it would be okay, maybe critique some stuff, and then maybe in a couple weeks or whatever, if we talk about it and we want to have more, let them know what we want to have or whatever works, and maybe do another 4 weeks or something like that.
Yeah.
Does
I'd
that
be
make
open
sense?
to doing that.
Huh?
I would be open to doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to say, Dee Dee, you are really a good teacher.
You really are, honey.
Yeah, excellent. I really appreciated your style.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
And not too many ums, I hope. That's how I critique myself. If I were to watch this after, it would be, I'm gonna count how many ums I put in there. There's probably about 500, but.
That, I
I
mean,
didn't appreciate that fact. So
Oh, okay, good.
Huh?
Not too
Good.
distracting. All right, my family wants to eat dinner sometime tonight, so I'm gonna.
yeah, me too.
Thank you so much, Dee Dee. Thank you.
Thank you for trusting me enough to teach this class. I appreciate it, and I hope you guys, wish you the best of luck. Go forward, make money.
Everybody keep on posting in the group, in the Facebook group, okay?
Okay,
yes, I keep forgetting
Sounds
that
good.
part.
Me too.
Okay,
Okay.
Elizabeth, I'm
thank
gonna
you.
send you.